So listen, I am a master strategist and I am here to help you strategize getting to the one goal that you want to accomplish before the end of 2025. So you've been watching my videos and you already know that you got to get that inner work done before you start strategizing. I like to say you can't get caught in the doo-doo doing a whole bunch of stuff, doing a whole bunch of busy work, and then wondering why you didn't get to your goal. You got to do that inner work first. So if you haven't watched my video about desire and clarity, and you haven't watched my video about identity work, then you got to do that because then this video will make that much more sense. So with that being said, you get to now strategize. We're not in the doo-doo when we've done the other work first. We're going to get to doing, taking action. And so I want you to start off by thinking, okay, 12 months from now, what do I desire to have in one area of my life? Now, you could do more than one area, but I highly suggest focusing in on one area so you can do a brainstorm of all the different things that you would desire to see in your life over the next 12 months be changed. You can do that. I'm cool with that. At the end of the day, you gotta pick one because we're only focusing on one. Because when you nail one, that would be the biggest bang for your buck, then that's the one that is going to change almost everything for the most part. One thing will help change everything when you choose the thing that has the most weight that will carry all the other things in your life. A lot of times it's money. I was talking to a friend about, goals and accomplishing things. And when it came down to it, all the things that she desired, it came down to, you know what? You need to get your money up. And that sounds like it's gonna help everything. For other people, it sounds like you need to have more boundaries. Having more boundaries, that's going to help you get everything else you desire while you out here being in the C-suite and stressed out and you want to spend time with your family. It's like, you need to get your boundaries together. Like, that sounds like that's going to be the thing, right? And so you get to think about 12 months out. This is the ultimate desire, right? The principal desire. And then I want you to bring it back to the one thing you want to focus in on to get a dent in that in the next 3 months. Because that is going to be all we focus on. So once you decide what that thing is, I want you to do two things. I want you to quantify what would done look like in 3 months when it comes to this goal. So if you were, for instance, paying off debt, then, okay, what would that look like? Okay, maybe you desire to live a debt-free life and you desire to start living that life fully in 12 months. So, okay, let's get to month 3. 3 months from now, what do you desire? Like, okay, I want a third of that or I want a fourth of that to be paid off, or I want this credit card to be paid off, or I want my car paid off by then. I want all of that done before I get to 2026, right? So that's clear in terms of quantitatively. I want a number. I need something I can measure, track, so I can know, what's up, right? I also want you to do it qualitatively. How do I want to feel during this process? Like, okay, qualitatively, as I am paying off this debt, I still want to feel like I have the freedom to enjoy things that I like doing. It may not be at the price point that it needs to be, but maybe, or that it's usually is because you're using that money to pay off debt. But maybe you're like, I still want this to be a process that doesn't feel so like rigid, right? And so you can write that out. I think it's important to know what you want the process to feel like, because I believe that we can create the process to be aligned to how we want to feel, just knowing that however we create the process can shift how soon or quickly we get to a goal. So for instance, when I paid off $83,000 in personal debt years ago, I had this feeling like I wanted to still do fun things, but my friend who was also my advisor at the time, my accountability partner, she's like, hey, listen, you can do those things if you want, and there's nothing wrong with it. You can still enjoy your life, but just know that when you spend the money there, it's gonna just make your timeline longer. So I made some tough decisions. Some things I'm like, no, I'm not doing that because I want to stay on my timeline. The other times I'm like, you know what, no, I'm gonna enjoy life. But I wanted to feel like I wasn't so rigid that I couldn't enjoy life, but I also wanted to stay on my goals. So you get to write down what you want it to feel like and decide what that looks like for you. All right, and I'm looking at my notes because you don't mind. All right, and so when it comes to desire, we do that, and then after that, I want you to consider, what will this require of you? One of my favorite things. What will this require of you to reach this goal in the next 3 months? And when you think about what it requires of you, this is really about action steps. That I want you to only pick no more than 1 or 2 action steps. And so if it's a timelined type of goal, like if you're planning something, if it's something that has to be planned for and it's a project timeline, then it could be like, hey, have the project timeline on deck that could be, get that done. And then, every week I'm doing something related to this timeline until you get to the end of the year. That's more timeline. The other one is if it's something that, for instance, when I was really working on getting rid of high blood pressure in my body, I had to have specific things that I did every week, which is, hey, I was making sure, I said, hey, that's funny, like I'm on the phone. But anyway, I was saying hey to myself, I guess. Hey, Desiree, okay, we want to get rid of this high blood pressure, so what I need to do every day is make sure, as I'm making myself scaffolding to vegan, is have most of my meals in a week, and I think at the time it was like four meals a week had to be completely vegan because I was scaffolding myself into like a vegan life, so I was just making myself have some meals have to be vegan, and that helped me stay on track. And so that's something I can track every week. That's something I can track on a daily basis to know where I'm at. And it was simple. It wasn't like I wasn't overthinking, like making all these different things so it makes it difficult. I'm like, yo, I just need to make sure I'm eating 4 vegan meals 4 times a week. And so that was an easy thing for me to track. And the second one is like making sure I'm working out 30 minutes 3 times a week. Like those are the 2 markers, right? And if I did anything else, it's kind of like over and beyond, but I had to at least do those things, okay? And so think about what are the 2 things. You can do 3, some people do 4 or 5. It's totally up to you, but I really want you, say with me, simplify. I want you to keep it as simple as possible so that your brain, your body is not like, oh my goodness, this is too much, I don't want to do it. Because as soon as we start making it seem too much, our body is like, yep, I'm not doing this. So I want you to stay the course, all right? And so once you do that, I want you to consider who can hold you accountable. So accountability is so important at this stage because now you got the meat and bones, right? You know what you want to accomplish. You're thinking about what it's going to require of you. And then you're also thinking about like, okay, what can I do to stay accountable to this? Well, let me put some people around me. So I want you to think about who do you need around you that you can tell them like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Can you partner with me? Being in community is going to help you get some things done. Most times, like when I paid off $83,000 in debt, I had community. Community helped me get that done. Having to be accountable to someone helped me get that done, especially even getting my blood pressure down. That helped me get that done. I was in different accountability groups when I was doing my full-time job and I made $80,000 in a year. Accountability helped me get that. I had conversations with people about what I was working on, and being able to talk to someone about that really helped me stay afloat. So I want you to consider what is the accountability that you're going to have around you, all right? And so the last part of strategy that I want to share is that identity part does not end. We're locking in on our desire. We do the identity work and start strategizing what we're doing today. But the identity thing has to be locked in baked into your plan. So it's not an action step per se. It's kind of like how you continue to keep that quality control going. How do you keep making sure that you are aligned to your goal? Well, you have to pick something that is going to help you continue to do the work. And maybe it's discipline, maybe it's courage. You got to figure out what is that fabric of who I need to be that I can continuously work on. And I know doing that is going to help me make sure that this goal doesn't fall flat because I'm stepping into the person that I need to be. So if we're not continuously doing the work to step into that person, practicing being that person, embodying that identity, the strategy is going to fall flat because again, that's the problem. Most times people strategize and they don't become the person that accomplishes the goal. So I want you to think about what is the small action I can take to step into that person. Maybe it's you embodying that person. Like for me, it's easy to be courageous when I'm putting myself together every day, when I'm taking care of myself, when I'm getting good sleep. If I'm that person that's in hustle mode all the time, which I no longer desire to be in, then I react differently. I'm burnt out too quick. I don't stay the course as long. And so you get to decide in what ways do you get to embody this identity, this person that is going to stay the course for this goal so that you can really live the life and sustain living the life that you desire 3 months from now and 12 months from now. And so if you pick this video, then you'll really love my 3-day change challenge because this is about changing your life, not just accomplishing a goal. You're changing your life, and that's what I desire for you. So if you are down for the cause, you want to change your life, and you want all the juicy things to do it in 3 days, then you get to sign up for my change challenge, which is September 23rd through the 25th. Go ahead and click the link below. I can't wait to see you in the change challenge.